Last so long when the joy of my life.
I feel like behind me is such a mess. I'm such a mess. I need to go shower and end the day, but I wanted to get this going just so it's in the fridge when I'm ending the night and I don't have to do this tomorrow, so I can wake up and make ice cream. But I got this. I'm gonna give it a good shake. And I didn't mention to you guys, I posted on Instagram stories, I started a sourdough starter. This is my second day. So no, this is the first 24 hours actually, because I started it yesterday at 7. So I just got rid of half and then added another equal parts flour, water. So I just did like 3, I don't have them on me, but a little like scoop that goes in my flour. So yeah, I'm hoping this works. I've always been kind of scared to use sourdough just because I don't really like sourdough bread. I think it's too sour. I'm not a fan of it. But I read online that the sourdough you make at home isn't as sour as the ones that you buy like fresh made or just made in the store. So I'm hoping that's true. Or this is a more consistent way to bake bread, anything basically that needs a yeast starter, because my active yeast, the new bottle that I got, I mean, you guys could probably tell when I made burgers in my last vlog, it didn't rise all the way. I don't know why. I don't know what happened, but yeah, it didn't work out. So that ended up sucking a lot, but it's just crazy pants. And then I'm sure if I tried it again, because I made like 4 or 5 batches of yeast to test yesterday when I was making my burger buns. So just doing water, yeast, and a little sugar so it can rise before you put it into your mixture did not work. It was not good. So I begrudgingly started on a sourdough starter. I do need to Google when I can actually start using it, because tomorrow at 7 will be the second 24 hours. So it'll be 48 hours since I started it. So I have to Google and see when I can actually use it. Okay, so let me add my sugar in. This calls for half a cup of cane sugar, but since I'm doing half a cup less of each liquid, I'm actually gonna do, I'm gonna do 1/3 cup instead of, because 1/4, I'm not cutting it exactly down the middle and using like a 1/4 cup of sugar. So I'll do a 1/3, probably a little shy of 1/3, but 1/3 to say if you wanna kind of make it a smaller batch. And I think that's the good part about making your own stuff. You really get to decide how you want it to taste. I'm gonna do a little bit shy of 1/3, honestly. It doesn't have to be, and even that, yeah, a pinch of salt. And I'm actually using this bourbon vanilla extract that I got from Trader Joe's a while ago. I'm just going to use 1 teaspoon. So let me actually measure that out. Everything fit inside of my wet jar, which I'm really happy about because I'm using these for juices. I juiced oranges earlier and put the orange juice in a container. I also have some iced coffee from some hot coffee this morning I didn't finish. So these jars are just perfect. These are the 19-ounce ones, I believe. I have this on the counter. It's just gonna cool down for a little bit. And I ended up putting in a little bit of the cupcake coffee syrup. So I'm gonna let this cool for a little bit, probably clean up while it's cooling down because it's hot, and you don't want to throw a lid on things that are really hot and throw it in the fridge. You want it to cool down completely to room temp. And then I mentioned that I refreshed my sourdough starter, so I still need to Google when I'm actually able to use this. I'm just gonna clean up. I'm not gonna vlog it because there's nothing exciting. I just need to do the dishes. I'm doing laundry, as you guys can hear. I'm washing the sheets, which, should I have done this at 7 p.m? No, absolutely not, but here we are. That's the type of mood, right, bud? Morning. I had to pick up the camera and show you guys this cooked loaf of bread. This is the most beautiful loaf I have ever baked in my life. Are you kidding me? Look at it. Hopefully this angle does it justice. It is gorgeous. And then I'm cooking French fries because I'm gonna make burgers tonight. I made hamburger buns. They're not all the way like crisp evenly, but they're cooked all the way and they fully rose. They are big boys. I mean, oh my goodness. I'm gonna take them out and put them on the cooling rack so they can cool with the loaf of bread. I'm kind of not in a rut. Like, I'm definitely not in a rut with YouTube or like life, but I'm kind of just doing the same things. And I know y'all say you don't mind. I'm just gonna be doing my nighttime skincare, which actually I'm doing my retinol tonight. I can use salicylic acid and retinol together. I did Google that, and unless Google is leading me astray, we're gonna do that. But I just feel like I'm doing kind of the same thing. And like I said, I know you guys have said like, oh, you don't mind, but, and I think I wanted to talk about this on Christmas Day, and I think I tried to, but I cut the clip short because a bee attacked me and I went inside and then completely forgot to finish my ramble. But one point I wanted to touch on is that I know that for me and my YouTube channel, it's not really growing, and I'm fine with it. I think what I realized is a lot of the influx of people I was getting last year, the year before, was due to me making candles. Those videos are long privated because I just kind of got to a point where I just wasn't wanting to answer questions that could be Googled, if that makes sense, just because everything that I learned from making candles was just stuff that I Googled. Like, I just had questions and I went to Google, or I watched people's videos and just watched them do it. But for the actual education, I just took that on my own. Like, I didn't expect anyone to teach me or anyone to tutor me just because they were showing themselves doing it. You know what I mean? It's almost like there's instructional style videos and then there's just watch me do. And I was definitely posting watch me do, just like, I won't say aesthetic, I don't know how aesthetic they were. So I just privated a lot of those videos because it just, the audience that I think was attracted to those videos isn't really the audience that I have. Well, I know I still probably have like a bunch of, it's so hard to explain. I think the people that actively watch me now wanted to watch me, period, just live life, whether I was picking up a new hobby and doing like 0 to 100 with it, or just living life. I think the people that watch me now are into that. I think there's a big portion, probably still of my followers that maybe just don't watch anymore, that only came for candles. They didn't care if it was me making them. They didn't care if it was like someone else making them. They just wanted candle content. So I'm self-aware enough to know that was kind of where my channel was at. And, you know, I didn't really like it. And I'm not really one to make a new channel because I like that my channel is just named my name. I like that all my social media is just named my name. I think it's very convenient and very helpful. So I'm not one to start over, honestly. And because I do YouTube for fun, I'm not making like a crap ton of money on YouTube. I'm not making like, how do you say without cursing? Fudge money? I know I first said that earlier today in a video, and I'm like, I'm not gonna say the curse word, but I'm not making like fudge money from YouTube. So I just do this purely for fun, or when I feel like I have something to share or show or talk about. So lacking those things, if I feel like I don't have anything to share or to show or to talk about, or I'm not really having fun with it, nothing really gets posted. So it's not that I'm doing it on purpose, guys, I promise. It's just I don't know, maybe I say I'm self-aware and I'm just actually very self-critical. I keep saying like, oh, I'm self-aware enough to know. You guys are telling me, no, we want to see it. So maybe I'm just being self-critical. But I just feel like after a while, it'll get boring, you know? And I'll link the skincare I'm using down below just because I'm not really mentioning it. But it's like the Zoe Skin Health skincare, their retinol, and then the eye cream. It's like an intense eye cream. And then it was the Noxzema anti-blemish pads I used to start with, the little soft soap pads, which I actually really like using at night. But anyway, like I was saying, I think maybe I'm just being a little self-critical, and I should just post the content that feels good to me and obviously to you guys. It's just the stuff that I'm really doing at home and life is the stuff that I've always been doing. I'm still marketing. I still can't show like every single detail of everything I do because it's still like companies, businesses, work. Like I just can't. And then the other stuff that I can show, I mean, I feel like there's only so many times you can watch me make bread. There's only so many things like that y'all can watch me do, I think, before you're like, this is the same repetitive content. And I think for me, because I post on YouTube and I also watch other people's YouTube videos, I see comments too. You know, obviously we have different audiences. Maybe I'm sure there's some overlap with what you guys watch, and you know, maybe I'm a part of your like subscription list with others. But I see comments where, you know, viewers get tired of watching the same repetitive content, even though I'm enjoying the video. You know, I see that and I always wonder like, wow, I wonder if my audience is thinking the same thing, because I'm so routine oriented sometimes, most times. Like for example, I go riding every 2 weeks. If there's a holiday like this past week and I didn't go, but I'm gonna go this Saturday. So it's like every 2 weeks, or you know, every so often I'm doing the same thing. Like I'm making a loaf of bread recently, I guess now that I know how to make bread, about every like 9 days, every 10 days. I'm cleaning my place, I'm hanging out with the cats. I'm not really doing much. And I will say, I did get sick. One of you guys DM, I love when you guys DM me, but yeah, I unexpectedly caught a cold. And I just got over it. I still have a cough, like, but I don't sound as bad. I think it was because after the holiday party I went to, I'm not used to being out late. My body is like, nah, you're usually inside by 10 p.m. You're actually always inside by 10 p.m. these days. But I think it was just because I was out late. So my body was like, what are we doing awake? And not in comfy PJs with the heater on. And I was wearing like a cute, I mean, it was a cute dress. But you know, it was still kind of chill outside. So I think my body just had a bad reaction to being outside. Jinx is right here. But yeah, so I caught a cold. So that took me out for a little bit. But anyway, so I guess for me, just like seeing people honestly, and they're honest, and it's not like they're being mean. They're giving constructive criticism, which I mean, I'm sure the YouTuber, the content creator, the influencer is happy about, because you want to keep up with what your people want. And the thing is, I haven't received that. So I think I'm just being self-critical, where I'm like, ugh, I see this comment from someone who is just in, I don't know, watching some video about being bored of the same content. I post kind of the same content. I wonder if my people, and then meanwhile you guys are just like, girl, just upload. And then I get in my head about length of the video. I know longer videos do better, but honestly, sometimes I don't have a lot to share or to show or to talk about, which is crazy because I know this clip's gonna be like 30 minutes and I'm just running my mouth. But it's not like every day that I have something that can increase the length of the video. And I don't want to just stuff the video with random non-entertaining things, or at least like not feel good things. Like, you know, when someone's just like stuffing a video and you're just like, okay, so they just want to hit that like 30-minute mark, whereas they're just living life and it ends up being like 30-minute plus. I feel like when I don't have anything to share, I just don't share anything at all. I don't know if that's a good thing. For me, I'm like, oh, well, that's good. Like, if you don't have anything to say, don't say anything, right? But then I guess for you guys, it's like, we're actually okay with just hearing you or just watching you. If you don't have anything to say, show us something. You don't have anything to show, say something. And I think I need to like lock that into my brain, especially going to the new year. And this is me being self-critical. I just don't feel like I'm maybe built for the YouTube platform in a way that I thought I would be if I were to hit some milestone or hit, you know, whatever number I wanted, 10,000, 15,000, 20. I think I lack the drive for it and the consistency for it. Not that I don't enjoy it, but I'm almost like one of those people where when I look and think about like my life, I think I'd be happy as one of those people just who gets up, works at a flower shop, a nursery, doesn't make millions, doesn't make hundreds of thousands of dollars, but has like a simple, quiet life, you know, assuming so, because you could work at a flower shop and have like a crazy life, but you know, at least that like that idea, that visual or that vision of just a simple day-to-day, I think that would fulfill me. And I'm obviously, that's not me right now. I'm very boss babe and I do enjoy my boss babe, but that's not really where I want to focus. Like I know some YouTubers, they're great at, if they're a boss babe or a boss boy, that's like their channel, that's their vibe. Like they're taking you on meetings, you're like on their Zooms, so you're going city to city when they're working, all that. And I just don't think that's my vibe, even though I'm doing those things, if that makes sense. That's not really the focus of who I want to be. I don't see myself in 10 years. I don't honestly know where I see myself in 10 years. Let's start there, Lord. Do I know where I see myself in 5 years? No, I don't. We should probably start there before I start talking about it, because I actually have no idea. But yeah, so it's kind of like I don't really know where my footing is. I'm not a homesteader, like at all. I make some stuff at home now, but I'm just getting into it. So it's not like I'm a homemaker in that way, or like I'm a homemaker for myself. I have the role of like boss babe in terms of like work that I do, marketing. I'm in marketing. I think I mentioned in the beginning of my ramble. But that's also not something that's like cored into me where it's like, this is a big part of my personality. And if I am not a boss babe for X amount of years plus, I won't feel fulfilled. I don't feel that way. I really love what I do. And, you know, I think I'm good at it, but it's not baked into my personality. It's not baked into who I am, if that makes sense. Meaning, God forbid, knock on wood, if I were to lose that tomorrow, I think what I would only think is like, damn, financially, are we good for 3 to 6 months, right? You know, your emergency fund, but it wouldn't be a knock to my self-worth. I don't see myself, and I don't see my self-worth through the scope of a title. So I think for me, and I'm rambling about that because like I said, when it comes to YouTube, how do I tie in the parts of me that make me me to show you guys when I don't really feel so tied down by any of it, if that makes sense. I don't have a niche, actually. I think that's what I'm trying to explain. My YouTube channel doesn't have a niche, and I don't think I personally have a niche. I'm very fluid. I mean, I'll try things in terms of like hobbies. I still want to go to tennis. They have not called me back. But there's still some things that I'm willing to try. I'm not niche down, which nothing's wrong with being niche down, and hopefully nothing is wrong with not being niche down. I don't know. And I think going into the new year, it'll be great to not set such hardcore, rigid goals for myself. And I know Asia Dang was talking about having a soft year. I think that's what she was calling it. I think I'm gonna join in on that boat right there. I think I will board that ship. It's a long ramble. I'm so sorry. I'm probably gonna watch this clip back and be like, you never finished that point. You didn't finish your sentence. I do that a lot. Anyway, nighttime skincare is done. It was very simple. But yeah, I'm honestly gonna eat some ice cream. I made myself oat milk ice cream from scratch. Yeah, this year is gonna be interesting. I'm gonna do my best to take you guys along. If there's anything in particular you guys wanna see in terms of like that kind of fits who I am too. I don't really want to step too far outside my comfort zone unless it'll be beneficial, but you know, I will drag my feet. You guys let me know if there's anything you guys want to see. I'm no longer making candles, so that's just out, and I hope you guys understand. I have like a little piece in my bio about it, just like a short little quip, which I need to update because I think it still says I'm 26. Definitely 27.